right. Very good. Late morning, late evening, early morning. Sorry. It is I, your, let me adjust myself here. You're like, I know I was. You notice that a lot of times people just talk about the past. I remember when I went to the strip club and the girl told me to adjust myself. Wayne Dyer, Dr. Wayne Dyer talked about that. Living in the past, focusing on the wake, like that's not how, steering the boat ahead, focusing on what's to come, not the past. I have a good friend, Ruben, that's all he does. Talks about how he worked at Northrop from 1982 to 1988. His memories of that when you're young, he's 60 now. 61, he just talked about, those times and, you know, I mean, just have a place, but the now is really all you got. The now and the focus forward should be the main concern and emphasis, and it is for me. Like even though I do a highlight about yesterday, and then I talk about how events, they impact or this is my life, and we'll get to the topic in a second, but it's like I know it's not making much sense. Excuse me, much sense right now. And you kind of see, I've been kind of like bitter or like kind of agitated lately because when you don't see anything going ahead, it can be very all of it agitating and frustrating. I mean that last episode, damn, I was so tired. Still kind of am, but I was so the sound when I took the train from Union Station to Buena Park. It really did sound like the train leaving the Union Station, the beginning, whatever. And I kind of feel like a little excited, when I get out of the area because you're going kind of out to the unknown. Buena Park is different. Anytime we get out of LA County, it's like, whoa, it's gonna be a little different kind of thing. And what bothers me is that the end result, going all the way down there, and I know I'm just gonna lightly rehash I'm not trying to revisit the pain, but I'm trying to gain from the experience and learn from the knowledge so that and that's what the topic is. Like the same, you go to these same places, you're generally going to see the same people and the same fucking things. Now, I've got like a weird misnomer or catch 20. Like what I mean is that why are you going to these places and what are you doing? Well, here's the thing, like when I was younger, I really liked dancing. You have to understand when you're young, you would fit into that younger crop of like going to the clubs if you could get in, and people are your age, and. But for some reason, and most people grow out of it, but they're not dancers per se. They're socialites, they're trying to go to nightclubs, whatever. The guy's trying to get laid, me too. Me too. Um, but it's more than that because I really was interested in dancing. Chai spice with a little special ingredient. Um, so kind of like the best of both worlds, but not really. So I go all the time. Noticed once in a while a woman would come up to me, when I was dancing, and it never worked. I mean, I kind of became arrogant, so like I'm in the middle of doing my dancing and they're trying to like get to know me kind of thing right when I'm doing my thing. And then I would just get pissed off. You gotta understand, I drank all through my 20s, 30s, into my mid 40s. So early mid 40s, 45, that was that, I'm 48 now. So, again, most women, like I guess I could say if they want to have kids, I guess when they're 30 or whatever, I don't know. They're not going to go out to these clubs and these things, and you're getting older, and the new generation's coming in. So you're supposed to go out with the old, and the new come in. And I kind of felt like, well, why should I stop going out? Because just because society is trying to push me out. But I just started to notice. I started to get older in my 30s, and these people are all younger. Now, and at 40, it's like I start calling myself grandpa, going to like the Highlands, for example. I'm like the oldest person there. It was like ridiculous. At 40, now I'm 48 now, and it's like, I go to this fucking place in Orange County, these places, and it's like I get there and I'm kind of excited, hoping in my mind, I'm saying, all right, there'll be some single women like, my age, a little younger, a little older. I'm down. I'm open-minded, like I'm gonna try. And I really don't know what happens. It's like, okay, well, I do know what happens. It's a group generally the same fucking people that go to all these places. That's like 90% And then you got the last 10% are a mix of new dudes. And then a smaller percentage of that are some what I call like these anomaly women, first time there. They might bring a girlfriend or a couple. And generally, some of these women that are new to these things, they look pretty good. They're good enough for me. They're good enough, like. And I'm not gonna rehash what happened with this nurse that showed up, but it was good enough for me. Like and I just like thought, to be nice kind of thing, and try to see if I can get that connection thing going, because I did get to talk to her. But she sized me up really quickly, and that was it. It was done. And I was really surprised, like, because here I am in my element, like of dancing and stuff like that, and I go all the way down there, and in my mind, like I'm fucking wearing a nice, even though I was wearing jeans, a fairly nice dress shirt, and I'm jacked, like and it's like really amazing that just seems to hold no water to a woman. Now, Casey Zander talks about, the fitness, and I know I've been in it a lot longer than he can possibly imagine, on and off. And the thing is that, yes, it's good to be strong, and it's good to present confidence and everything. But this is not the caveman days where I could take the fucking, if I was the strongest, pick up the biggest boulder and crack you over the head with it and take your girl from you. It's just not that time. And so the thing is, it can be very agitating and frustrating for somebody to put in so much effort into anything, would it be dancing, would it be fitness, and walk around and thinking that's going to be your MO. Like when women ask you, what do you do? And I'm just saying, isn't it fucking obvious? Like it's like a dumb thing. Like they're not giving you props for how much effort or in anything you do. And the problem that I have with dancing is that I like it and I don't. I like it for the reasons of a skill, but also for the reasons of what I would consider what I thought was HDV, high demonstration value. And the problem herein lies that you say, well, you're dancing just to get women, and I go, well, a percentage is yes, because you're doing your thing, and that's like, well, they're visually seeing you. What you can do is coordination, doing this kind of thing. You can do something that most guys can't. So it's like, or just not as well. So you would think, wow, that's you're shining in a place like that's how you want to like do anything that makes you stand out better than other guys. That's not, but I sincerely like it too. Like I really I wrote a dance movie. Like because I this passion, it really is. You can have a passion for working out, just trying to build a body to meet a woman is the wrong way. It's a wrong way. It's stupid because you think that, like, well, if you're really fat and you get into shape, that all of a sudden the women are going to come in. And I got news for you. They don't. They don't come in. And this is the reason why. They don't know what you look like when you're fat. They don't know what you went through. They don't know all the work that you put in, the blood, sweat, and tears. That's all they see is the end result. And let me tell you something. The end result, it's not like if a woman has a good body. Because if a woman has a good body, it's different. If a guy has a good body, it's like, okay, well, he takes some pride into himself. But they don't understand that, what it takes, a strong mind and the commitment and dedication. They don't know. They don't know, period. Or it's not value on the scale of what is most important. It's not anywhere in the top 10. It's not even close. Because there's a guy that shows up with this really hot chick at this dance thing. He's chubby and everything like that, and she's pretty damn fucking hot. So it's not, he doesn't even, he couldn't hold a candle to me on his best day. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They're together. You're like, whatever. Maybe he owns a successful construction business or something like that. That holds more water because he probably owns a property or something like that, and you know, it offers security. A woman, that guys that has a house, I mean, that's like, you know, it's like the number one thing. So anyway, I talk about kind of the environment where I live. I live in this affluent, semi-affluent area, I would say. And it's adjacent to Beverly Hills. So the thing is that here, you see people like, and I guarantee none of these women are self-made that has this. I mean, of course, there's always anomalies here and there, but most of them, they either divorced or rich divorcees. Mommy and daddy gave them a snowball to get started. Like they live in these big house protected by all this, bushes, high bushes. And I hear these women there, I hear, and it's like, they didn't do jack shit. I guarantee you. Even if they went to college, whatever, let's say they're making 100,000 a year. You're not going to afford a $3-4 million house on $100,000 a year salary. So these women, it's either received from mommy and daddy, or they're rich divorcees. And those kind of women, they will die alone. They'll become the old maids. I've seen this before. There's a woman that I've seen walking around, and she competed in the late 70s in a Miss America thing. Um, and today, if you saw her, like she tries to sell muffins sometimes for $1. I tell you, she was in the Miss America, or it might have been in Miss USA or something, but she was in the contest. Can you fucking believe that? And if you saw her, like she's pushing, she looks like an old maid. Like I think she has a house in like Manhattan Beach adjacent or something. But the point is that I've seen these types. I see what happens to them. She's trying to hustle for $1, but they own a property. It's a fucking amazing. I've seen these kind of warped people. They didn't know how to live while they were alive. They think they're gonna take it all with them. They don't know how to give. And this all connects. Just believe me, this all connects. They don't know how to give. As far as connecting with a guy like me, they just don't. They don't. They're lazy. They're miserly. They're miserly women that I call poor millionaires. And there's these kind of women, they go, like I said, I see these things, and that woman's a nurse. She wants, the some super rich guy, that's gonna pay for everything. And no offense, but what do you bring? Like the woman, the guy, they turn it on me saying, "What do you have to offer?" I go, "What the fuck do you have to offer? What the fuck do you have to offer? You are like an average, like, plus Latina, like, you're a nurse. You're not a fucking bombshell. So you are in no position you're out of your fucking mind. If you think, you might find a guy with a lot of money that is a fool. He's a sucker. He's a sucker if he falls for one of these traps. And thank God that you know, sorry, like, I'm not in vain, but it's like that's why the divorce rate is so high, because most of these guys are fools. They're being taken to the cleaners. And the next guy that's the next biggest fool is this Ben Affleck guy. He's going to be taken. I mark my words. Mark my words. 1 year from after he gets married, give it about a year, and I just it's just that's the way it is, because things are not designed like to work out in the way that it is. It's just this society is so warped. It's warped for guys, and it's skewed for women. Like, it really is. Mother's Day, like, everything. Oh God, give women everything. Give women everything. All these fucking things. And God help you if you stand up for yourself and you be a man and you say something, and these women get all, oh God, look what he's saying it toward women. Look at the way he's talking. Yeah, like I told you, this woman, she asked me, why are you here? And I mean, the honest reason last night of the thing was, well, I'm looking, to see if there's a single woman that I could fuck, that's attractive. That's a real reason. And I could have just came out and said that, and I would have got this shocking look, and she would just moved on to the next guy anyway. I mean, it's just, it didn't. But I played the night, try to get to know me kind of thing. I'm working on my doctorate, like, it just wasn't enough. Like it wasn't enough. I said, I'm working on my doctor degree. Goes, well, what else do you do? Do you have a fucking doctor degree? Doctor? Of course not. Fucking BSN, if she's probably. Maybe not even that. Some of these things, they call themselves a nurse or nurse assistants. They all up themselves one, to make them sound like, that everybody's so great, that they are. I've seen this. And I don't go, well, it's just a doctor of education. You know what? I understand, what it is to pump yourself up, because if you don't, you don't shine. There's too many other fucking dicks out there that they all want, they all want, and they're not helping you get any. Like, I go to this fucking thing at the Elks Lodge, and all these guys, the same fucking dudes I see there, they all come up to me to fist bump me, and hey, it's good to see you, kind of thing. And I said, well, who fucking cares? In my mind, I'm like, who fucking cares about you? You're not helping me get nothing. No one's, we're totally, it's a sausage fest, And the women that show up there are they're just totally homely. If they're single, they don't, dude, sorry, I just I get. Does it make any sense? Does it make any fucking sense that a guy that, like, goes to the gym every fucking day, works his ass off, and you're telling me one of those kind of women are just gonna try to front me? And then something that was like doable, like I said, okay, this brushes me off. Then this older woman, she sat, she goes, is it Tiki? I go, it's a free country. At that point, I was already fucking gone. Like, I was already gone, like, pissed already by that point. I was already like, I knew it wasn't gonna happen. Like after, because everybody shows it. That's it. That's all there is. That's gonna show up there. You would think in Orange County, like there'd be tons and tons of bars and clubs and stuff. When I want, just I have such an open mind too, to go to places and see. All right, well, I didn't hear anything. I didn't hear any clubs, any music, and nothing by Orangethorpe and not or down where I was. Nothing, nothing. Sorry, I get, you get like one go around in this life. That's it, right? Into height, and you would think that, if you have an open mind, like where you go, any place, you're paying attention, you're observing, you're saying, all right, well, something there, let's try this. I'm telling you, like West Hollywood is a fucking, you know, the only thing good about West Hollywood is I could say the conveniences of like the markets. It's really about it. Like, because the gays don't help me. The gym is not conducive to meet women. Kind of fags there. So, I mean, I'm very sorry. It's just, it's just the anger and frustration that it's not really. It builds up and it's there anyway. So, it's just like it festers in me all the time. Like so when I say okay, when I go out, I'm gonna be. If I see anything, I'm gonna be Warrior Junior. I'm gonna fucking go after it. I don't care. I mean, when I left my apartment, there was a woman that was walking down the block. She looked like fairly, and I didn't want to like. It would have felt like a real aggressive stalking type move. That's why I didn't want to do it. I'm just paranoid that you go ahead and you hit on everything walking around in your area, like word's gonna spread. This creepy guy, and I'm not a creepy guy. I'm not a creepy guy. I'm a normal man, but in an area of faggots, that like, and there's no, a normal like a normal kind of man. It's kind of like you're gonna like be ostracized for trying to do things a little differently. It's like there is, I look online to singles events, there was supposed to be something at this Melrose restaurant. I looked online, it's closed. They put online that there's a singles event and then there's nothing going on. That's why I didn't waste my time going down there. I remember, look, I used to go around to all these kind of places, the parlor, whatever, and it's just there's nothing for you. Like everybody, it's just I told you what happened in the '90s. That dumb show Friends. It's all groups of cliquish friends, and then you're like, don't you're by yourself. And when these young people, they don't realize because they're not there yet. They're like in their 20s. Sure, guys probably get horny, but they're like what I call, they're spinning their wheels kind of thing because like they I never understood the point of like two guys and one girl walking around. they're young, whatever, because they don't know. They're not really, they haven't been alive long enough to really understand what life is really about. And I can't understand that, you know, like, or well, it's just a friend. We're then there's a because if there's two guys, there's one guy with the girl, and then the other guy is just a friend tagging along. Well, I would feel I can't, I wouldn't hang out with somebody like that because I would feel like a fool, you know, because I'm not getting my needs met, and I'd be jealous and I'd be irate, you know. But most of these guys, they're so they're straight, they're not real men, you know. So like what I notice, I'm in a society or in an area of like pussies and queers, you know. So dudes that are young that are pussies that are hanging around these women, but they're not getting any. They're pussies, and then the gays, they don't apply as real men either. So, you know, can you imagine just? Let me get a tissue. I'll be right back. I'll continue this thought. Yeah. Bear with me here. Yeah. That's what it is. Sorry. I know it's not nice to say. Sorry. I know it's not nice to say, but I'm tired of being nice, you know, like, and I just want to be real. I mean, and this is all created by agitation and frustration. But you see, like, I'm not yelling, I'm not, but this is how I perceive things. You know, it's a very fucked up world that wherever I go, it's like it's in this area, you know, like, and so that's why I try to go outside of this area to open my mind. And what do I find out there? Nothing either, you know. So it's just, you would think, wow, go out there, go outside your comfort zone where, you know, I'm used to eating, you know, if you're a bodybuilder, you need food every couple hours. You need, you know, it's draining. I walk for miles. It takes me, throws me off my everything. But I was willing to like suffer because I was hoping that, like, in my infinite wisdom, was like, hey, you're going all the way to these places, you know, you're gonna land something because you're so willing to think outside the box of West Hollywood. Anyway, so when I talk about, like, you know, I got a little off track, but I want to make my point about these guys that are straight, that are young, and, you know, and then, you know, it just, I don't get it. I really don't. Literally and proverbially, like, I've never hung around a woman, you know, that I'm not interested in fucking. You know, I did, they're having, doing something with. Okay, a real man. That's what a real man is. So you got these fucking guys. I don't know what the fuck they are, and I don't care. I don't understand it, and I don't care to understand gays either because they're irrelevant creatures as well. They don't help me meet women. Nobody helps me meet women because a good woman is a valuable commodity. It has value. You know, that's all it is. I'm sorry, for a guy that doesn't get his needs met as a man. That's all it is. I went to the gym earlier today. I really didn't think I was gonna work out because I was so, my knees were, you know, like from dancing like an idiot. I mean, I would say, I'm trying to think. I usually dance all night, but you know, I'm getting better at watering it down and just stopping. So, you know, I would say, yeah, I danced maybe 40% of the night, maybe a little bit less. It's okay. Um, you know, like the week before I went to the fucking Craig's, you know, and just stand there. do a stupid thing in Orange County. So I can't ask anybody because they just keep, most people give you the dumbest answer. Nobody has the answer. Because there is no answer. There is no fucking answer. There's no solution to it. I've heard it all. I've tried it all. I've seen it all. You know, and it's just, you really are in a thing that, like, you know, when I was walking around Buena Park, I see all these nice homes and all this kind of stuff. They're the women. They're homely. They find a guy, whatever. I call it a sucker, but you know, whatever. And these guys give them everything. What do they get out of it? They get laid when they want. Wow, with the same fucking pussy all the time. Wow. You give them $1 million. It's like paying $1 million to fuck the same woman for whatever. It's high end horror-y, but it's not high end because it's like you're and then she could leave you anytime. And if you're married, she's gonna take half. You're gonna get, that's why guys get taken to the cleaners. They really do. They get pressed hard. And the divorce rate, I'm so happy that it's 66% because it proves everything I say is true. Everything I say, it's not just me. Oh, that guy's crazy. You talk crazy, man. You don't know what you're talking about. Actually, I know everything that I'm talking about. Everything I'm talking about is 100% proof through mathematics and statistics. The numbers don't lie. The numbers don't lie. Everything that I say, every fucking thing, with a little tweaking, like a little bit of adjustment, it's 100% accurate here. It's 100% true. It's 100% fucking true. And guys, they don't want to realize, I don't care. Fuck that. I don't care. I'm not out to try to change the world and society in LA. It's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm just trying to get my needs met as a man, which is very, very hard for me. And I went to the gym. That's what I want to talk about. I went to the gym earlier today, and, you know, there's no fucking way I was going to do legs because my knee, you know, how much I walked and the dancing. I'm surprised I even went, but I was so pent up anger. I was so like pent up with frustration, and plus I didn't jack off because, you know, like I don't know why, like I was just so you know, from last night. If you heard my thing, it was like such a agitated of everything. So I said, you know, it was in the afternoon. I go, I got nothing to do. So I said, what I'm gonna fucking do is I'm gonna go in the fucking gym on Sunday. I'm gonna fucking kick back and I'm gonna move, like I said, I'm gonna move the heaviest dumbbell at my gym is 120 pounds. It's a good size. And I said, I'm gonna fucking row that 120. I mean, I don't give a fuck if the whole gym hears me. I'm so angry. I'm so irate, you know, with frustration. So I gotta like take it all out on the weights, you know. So that's what I did. And there was this chick there. I didn't really stare at her, but I noticed, and like, you know, she was right in front of me, and this guy, of course, right on top of her, kind of thing, the generic thing. And I ran it from 60 pounds all the way to 120. All the fucking way. 60 pounds to 120. Each arm, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120. It's like one of the most sets of one arm rows I ever did. And I did some more isolated back work. Finished it off with the double arms all the way to 120s too, which is a lot easier when you're holding it in two arms, but, you know, with two hands. But I forgot to do some other, you know, and it was just so quiet in there. And I'm the only one. I mean, sweat dripping off my face on the floor. Like, I'm the only real man in that place. And these fags in there, I mean, I'm sorry. It's like, you know, they go there and they're like this, chatty Cathy, you know. And that woman, whatever, I don't know the guy that she's with, what she sees in. I just don't. I sit there, I stand in my mind. I'm like, don't any of you know like what a real man is? Any of the women, I don't. Are you fucking just dumb, like dumb broads asking me, why are you here? Like they asked me that in the gym, but that woman, like you can't see what I look like. Are you fucking just totally retarded? Next time a woman asks me that, what do you do? I'm gonna say, are you just retarded? Yeah. Because I'm tired of this nice guy thing. I'm not getting it anyway. And I've done this at speed dating. I've done it, like, and let me tell you, I've seen women over and they go and complain to this guy's, the shock and awe of you being a little different that way. I mean, they just can't. They're not used to hearing something like that. And I'm just saying, well, that's I'm not getting anyway. So what's the fucking point? I mean, I might as well not yell and be hostile. But if a woman asks, "What do you do?" Isn't it fucking obvious? You know, because it's like, if something is not working, you have to change your approach. That's what Tony Robbins says. Now I know they're gonna say, "Well, take out the fucking thing." Well, no, because you want to. I'd rather just leave that in their mind. You know, I'd rather leave it in their mind. If they're gonna engage me, then I really want them to know what separates me from everybody else. And apparently, all the dedication and fitness and dancing, especially, doesn't shine. It doesn't shine. I used to think it shined when I was younger. I don't understand why. Like, maybe again, it's like you're from a different generation. When you were in your 20s and doing it, women, they were from your age, but those women are not. Who knows what they look like now? I told you that porn star chick. She's a couple years older than me. Boy, she got fat. And I won't tell her that because I pay her $100, to have a little bit of fun. So, there's no point in demeaning her because that's like a floozy that I pay. And I'm happy that I can get a little bit of action off of her because it's hard as fucking hell to get anything from me. Hard as hell to get anything. And we call it in Yiddish, that's a bishna charper. A bishna charper is a crying shame. You go through fucking life as a man, not get your needs met when you need it. What kind of bullshit is that? If you were thirsty, you couldn't get any water, you would die. I equate that to getting your needs met as a man. How is it so difficult to meet a woman that has got a nice ass or something and say, hey, like let's have some fun. That's why it's a joke when I see women like J-Lo or something like that. This sucker, this guy, Ben Affleck, is worth 155 million or whatever, and that's the best you can get with all your money. That's the best you can get. 53-year-old woman or whatever, she's 52. You're a fool, dude. You're a fucking fool. You're gonna get taken to the cleaners like you're not gonna believe in a couple years. You're a sucker. You got suckered by the Jennifer Gardner, whatever, for having 3 kids. You are a fucking fool, man. You're a fool, dude. That's what a fool is. A guy that thinks that he's gonna get played hard by a woman that's goes through all these guys and robs them. And that's what a lot of these women do. I didn't say all, but a lot of them do. 66%, man. 66 fucking percent. Look it up. It doesn't work and it never will. It never will. And I don't care that it never will. I really don't. I don't care about helping anybody, okay? Nobody helps me. I tell you, I was walking alone around Buena Park at midnight. No one helping me. You know, during the day, all the way down there, nobody helping me. And I remember all of this. I remember everything like that. And it just goes into my data bank so that in the future, like, I know. You know, like at this place called the Shortstop. I went there a couple months ago on a Sunday night. They played some like old school funk. It was really good music, but the environment sucks. Sucks. Not like really single women in there. You know, there's nothing. It's a dark kind of, you know, and that's the problem. It's got to see those two factors. The place has got to be a good place, and the music's got to be tight, and it's got to be conducive for you to do your thing so you shine properly. I mean, all these factors have to align properly. There's a place in Westlake Village called Bogies. I remember I've been there a couple of times because it's very, very far from me. I don't have a car. A friend took me out there, you know, a couple of dudes that I knew. And I remember, like, just it's fairly because that's a near affluent area, Westlake Village, whatever, Thousand Oaks, you know, out there. I was getting some decent reception from women, you know, like. That's my point. Like, you know, the further away, like, are different. And that's what I keep thinking about Orange County, but I have not been able to reel anything in yet. And that's why I was, you know, and they go, oh, we're going to be here next week. You know, I was standing alone in front of that Elks Lodge at midnight. After they all closed up, the people pack up and they leave. By myself standing out there, the last one out there. And I just was like, you know, what the fuck am I doing here? It's fucked up. It's fucked up. Got no business being around those people. Those people are nothing. I'm sorry. You know, you go to like a club, you know, young people, they keep the music going. These old people, they're winded after one song. They got to go sit down off the dance floor. I'm saying, what the fuck am I around these people? You're going to front me? Fucking lucky that it's not survival of the fittest. Dude, this feels so fucking lucky. If it was survival of the fittest, I would be getting the hottest women. Because the effort put forth. Effort put forth, you know? Walking for miles and miles and miles and miles to get to this fucking place. And leave like a fool with nothing. I mean, I'm not the only guy. I know that. I realize. I got a friend, an acquaintance, his name's Alex. He's my age, and this doesn't, and this other guy that I know, Chris, I called him up today. He goes out to eat Chinese food all the way out in the valley with this older woman. I've seen her before. He goes, I'm with my friend out there. And, but they take whatever they can get, I think. I don't know. Within their parameter, it's that difficult, like it really is. I mean, I remember there's this chick. She used to be kind of cute. This homeless chick that hang out over sometimes at my friend's place. And she goes, I'm doing so bad. She goes, I gotta go give a guy a blowjob to make $10. She goes, I just gave her the $10. I should have got the blowjob. I should have took it. But see, I didn't realize, like my heart got the best of me. But in the future now, I'm not. There is no like sympathy card. If they're offering you a deal like that, like I should just, you take it. My problem is like you're wired in your brain to be a nice guy. You're wired in your brain to go along with societal conditioning, social conditioning. And I just don't prescribe to it. I just don't. And the reason I don't prescribe to it is because it doesn't work. In the gym, there's a sign thing in the bottom that says, be nice to others. I don't have to be nice. But I'm semi-respectful as far as like understanding that there's machines people use. You can't, like other, that's different. But that being nice word, that hasn't gotten me anything, and it never will. You're better. I mean, believe me, it's very, very difficult to be straight up with women. I understand that, but it's like it's the only way. You're putting your cards out there. You're showing what you got. That woman asked me, "What are you doing here?" I should have said, "You know what? I was hoping that I'd meet a nice woman that I could fuck." And just leave it at that. That's it. That's all he had to say. But no, I go around the bush and I say to myself, literally, get a beat around the bush, because you're not going to get it. She goes, and I'm saying, well, I'm working on my, I come here because I'm, like dancing and I don't know where else to go. Like, I beat around the bush is what I did. I was being coy. And after about 5 minutes, she just said, I'll go to the bathroom. And she never came back. I know, she wanted to go talk to Indian guy or whatever. He's probably got to own a little business or something, got a little money. I've seen that guy before. Of course, see all the same sausages there. It's all the same people, all the same fucking things. And I know they're all thinking the way I am. They're all thinking to get their needs met as a man. Yeah, it's just not. It's going to these other restaurants, standing there at the fucking bar. It's like you're like ostracized if you're not like super rich or something like that. They look at you like, who is this guy? What? That's why I'm never having kids. I never. It's a big mistake, is what it is. It's a big mistake. You're gonna throw somebody into a battle like that, and that's what it is. It's a fucking battle to get your needs met as a man, to become anything, to have anything. It's like there's plenty of jobs out there. There's plenty of opportunities out there. You know what there is? There's this many jobs, and then there's this many people. I can't even show you. I already told you how many jobs I applied for working in education, something or something like, that I thought WWE as a road thing. I'm gonna have a fucking doctor degree. Okay, I got a master's degree. I know. It's like I know. I'm just rehashing everything. How can I have a master of science degree and I apply for all these jobs and they don't even call you for an interview? Because it means nothing. It means nothing. It really does. It's nothing plus is what it is. And nothing of nothing is nothing. I think Macho Man said that, but it's true. Nothing is nothing, right? So I put a master's degree, nothing like plus. It's like it's just slightly above nothing. That's all it is. And can you believe? So let's say 4 years to bachelor degree, and then 2 years master's or whatever, 6 years for nothing. It's nothing. And it's not just 6 years. 6 years of work, and everything. And this doctor degree, it's the same thing. It's going to be nothing plus. That's all. It's nothing. I'll grind it out, but I'm just saying, like, it really is, in my mind, like the way that society is structured, without nepotism, without connections. That's why I don't believe in this family. I don't believe in any of this shit. Because I really know what's going on behind the curtain. Like, I see it. Guys being all nice to you. That one guy, a chubby guy, comes up to me. He's got the hot fucking girlfriend. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. See, I'm here by myself. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah, and it's very, like, I'm inside. I'm like stewing. Like, I'm saying, like, what? I'd be happy too if I was fucking that hot chick, But here I am, like, there, dancing my ass off, wasting all my energy, not meeting anybody, and standing in the end result, standing out there at midnight by yourself, waiting for the driver guy to come pick me up. He did eventually, Gladly gave him $100 to get me home. Gladly. Or to drop me off at In-N-Out Burger. And then, I didn't, so then In-N-Out Burger, Saturday, I'm sitting outside by myself on a Saturday night, I have my burger. There's young people in there. And I just say to myself, I go, God, this is, I'm sorry, it's just, what is the point of any of this, This is really living. Doesn't feel like it. Don't feel like it, And the taxi driver guy we talk about Vegas because that's the only thing that I could remember that any type of fun that I ever had, like different, like it was there. It's changed a lot there because I used to like what I call dirty Vegas, cheap, and that's being phased out. Like he goes, 2 nights at the Wien, 2 nights. He's a Russian guy. He's called Yuri. He's a good guy, but he goes, 2 nights in the Wien, 2 nights. This is a resort fees, and this is this fees, and this is that fees. Check in early is a $75 fee. This is taxes all together. This is for 2 nights. Usually I pay $1,000. He goes, $1,000 for 2 fucking nights. Just sit by the pool, like I said, what do? You don't gamble, $1,000 for 2 fucking nights at the Wynn. He goes, this time, $1,800. 1,800. He goes, this is $17 pack of cigarettes. This is beer $9.50. Like it's just funny. It's funny that listen, and I'm like, $25 self-parking. Like he knows every. And I go, why are you? Do you ever go to downtown? I told him, no. Just this strip, this Caesar's Palace, and that. I go, you're going to these high-end places, and they jack up the fucking rates. You're contributing to all of this. You're contributing to this all. So The only time, I mean, I stayed at the MGM because the Grand is because I had 2 free nights with all my points accrued when they had this thing on Konami, a Facebook thing. You can play these games for free. And you can accrue these points. You need a shitload of points to get 2 free nights. You get 2 free nights at the Luxor, but still you're gonna have to pay a resort fee. And you sit there and say, okay, look, you know how fast 2 nights goes in Vegas. By the time you check in and get comfortable and shit, you go out that one night, and I'm so tired I sleep all. By the time that those 2 nights, you got to check out by noon, and that after the third day, it's so fast. It's almost not even worth like the time to go. And then when they got you in there, they're saying they got you there. It's called a tourist trap for a reason, because where are you going to get decent food cheap? Like where are you going to where the markets? Like no, they got you by the balls, and that kind of thing. So it's now I do like Vegas for the points that I've mentioned earlier about the women. It's nothing. Sorry, it's just I get I feel like I'm a conscious being living in unconscious times or unconscious places. It's like so much stuff doesn't hold any water. That doesn't. Whether it be being in shape, whether it be the dancing thing, whether it be going after a doctor degree, it's just never enough. It's never enough for a woman. It's never enough. And I would get agitated. Like people were leaving at some event. This woman, they walked by me. You're a good dancer. And I didn't tell once they left. I said, and these people heard what I said. I didn't give a fuck what they said. You know, dancing has been the biggest waste of my life and my time. If I would have been a doctor or a lawyer, I'd be getting laid at least. I'd be meeting women. I'd be fucking them. And those people, they heard what I said. Other people, and I didn't care. I was so that by that I was already like, because I saw like already the reality of not getting my needs met. At the end, it was already abundantly clear. Like when you show up to a place, you go all the way there. I kind of have what's called hope. A hope that I'm gonna have fun. I might meet somebody. And then like there's what I call the enlightenment that comes in when it's not going to happen. I start getting like then the boiling mad the reality of like why did I do that? Why am you know all for naught. All right, I'm just at least the only thing I think about is like all right, well every day one step closer to getting that doctor degree. And I'm not saying it's a guarantee of a type. teaching position and, guaranteed money. But maybe it's a chance at least, you know? Like in my mind, it's like the only thing that gives me a little bit of hope in this life is like get the fuck out of this West Hollywood, you know? It really is. It's the only thing that gives me a little bit of, any hope. I just don't see it here. I never have. You know, I'd rather die out there with nothing. Because here, you're fooling yourself by thinking, you're gonna get. I can't believe how many places. I can't believe, like, everywhere I go, like, how hard it is. Like, just being a real man, I cannot believe that you are ostracized for being a real man. Like, it's not, it's amazing. The women, they choose these fags, these snowflakes, these guys that they're nothing. I can't understand it. A lot of these but I see these guys are tall, the generic, I call them. The generics, 6'2", 6'1", Ashton Kutcher looking, I call them generics, by the women that, they choose. I can't do anything. I'm 5'9", if that. It's just what I see, okay? I pay attention. I observe things. I don't go through life being a robot. The dumbest thing we ever did was give women any power. It was the dumbest thing men ever did. I'm not saying women should not have the right to vote or anything like that, but I'm just saying that what we did is we basically gave them so much opportunity that they don't need us anymore. They don't. They and it's just the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. Like they don't, when somebody doesn't need something, then they're reluctant to give you any. So that's why you can't get laid, because it's so difficult the needs are met. My friend Dave Kroll said that. He said, the Warrior Junior, the women, the needs are met here. If their needs are met, that means they're not going to give you any. They're not going to. They have nothing to bargain with. They don't need to bargain with you. When a woman is desperate, it's a different story. And in a way, it was that was better for me. Because it gives me a chance at least. It's a shame that a nice guy, like a good person, and again, Casey Zander talked about, it doesn't matter. You're banking on your quality of character, which to me is the most important thing. And you're telling me that has zero value. And it does. It's coming from this guy. It's like I cannot understand. It's just like I can't fathom that quality of character doesn't mean nothing. Has it ever gotten me laid? Barely, nothing. It's so amazing. it's so, you know, like that, to me, the most important thing has like no value. It's amazing. That's why the divorce rate is so high. And it will continue to be like that. It will continue, and I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about any of these guys. I don't give a fuck about any of these fucking faggots. I don't give a fuck about the women that are not giving me a chance. I really don't. I really don't. They're irrelevant, all of them. They really are. They're not doing anything to help you. What good are they? Now, you don't have to go around combating anybody, but you don't have to help anybody. You don't have to be a nice guy to anybody. There's no law that says so. I remember this I went to this place, out in the valley, and I ignored this one woman. She tried to ask me, "Why are you?" And she went and told her friends. You know, I remember it was at the Oyster House on Whitsett in the valley. It's like comedy night, and I was sitting in the back, and I was in a bad mood, whatever. She asked me, "Where are you? Why are you?" And I forget. I gave her one of these snidey answers, And she went and told her friend that, "Hey guys, I got more attention from that. I didn't get laid, but I remember being different, not being hostile, but giving one of these, direct answers like, why are you here? I'm just looking for a nice woman to fuck, That's good enough, believe me. Might not get you laid, but let me tell you something. It'll make you shine. And I don't give a fuck if it's a negative light or something. Now, they might throw you out of a bar. There's always another one to go to. Or a restaurant or whatever like that. Remember, I'm going to leave you with this. Remember what CM Punk said. I'd rather be hated for who I am than liked for what I'm not. I'll say it one more time. I'd rather be hated for who I am than liked for what I'm not. And it's true. It's very, very true. It's called honesty. Now, if I had my needs met by women, I probably wouldn't be like this. I wouldn't be. But they made me this way. They made me this way. If you're denying guys, you're discarding guys like trash, for being a nice person and his efforts, and how do you expect somebody to react? Continue being a nice guy. And I did. I continued being myself, continued saying, I'm trying to be this, I'm working on that, and it all doesn't work. The end result is the end result. The proof is in the pudding. Me standing outside that fucking place at midnight by myself, time and time and time and time again, going to this place. If you don't do anything different, and what I mean by different is not, and again, like, look, I've gone way beyond. I've moved the needle like way beyond just like saying, just be nice to find a woman to fuck, I became very reactive at other places, guys, getting to want to kick my ass and everything. So there's no need to be, loud or anything. But you need to be honest. And let me tell you something. That's what separates a real man that is suffering from a faggot and from an average snowflake guy. Okay? So I'm going to run this experiment now for a while, and let's see what happens. funny because I took statistics. You had to do the ANOVA, you know, running the experiment. So next time a woman asks me anything like that, I'm just gonna say, you know, I just like to find a nice woman to fuck and leave it at that. Don't plug yourself in to the normalcy of most guys. Because what Casey Zander said, the 0.99999 or 99.9999, it went all the way down. You're not Ben Affleck, dude. Or you're not any of these guys that are worth 100 million plus. Everybody knows who you are when you got money like that. Okay? That guy's a fucking moron. You're gonna get taken in the cleaner so hard. I'm gonna laugh I laugh my ass off at these guys. These fools, these gigantic weddings and everything. And then when they get divorced, it's in a quiet courthouse, you know, real funny. Johnny Depp, another moron. Another fucking idiot. You got that kind of money. But the women are gonna rob you, dude. They're gonna fucking rob you. You guys got so much to fucking lose. Doesn't matter if it's an actor, it don't fucking matter. You're getting caught with your pants down. Why? Like I've always paid. The best way. You pay, you get to like kind of do what you want with most of these broads. I saw this one guy, I don't know, it was on Twitter or something. This one guy, he offered this chick, he goes, 50,000 plus shopping. But I want to bang you for a week, you know, like he was pretty direct. And the woman's like, yeah, okay. Of course, 50,000. And that's the problem. I mean, I don't know how many guys would ever pay that for a woman. There's guys that pay a lot more than that in divorce. They're fools. It's, you know. But, I mean, the most I ever paid, I paid this one chick, she was a touring big boob entertainer. 600 is my max. 300 on my credit card and 300 when I saw her. And when she opened up the door, that's what I paid to see. And was it worth it? I didn't get to, the problem was, like, you know, I didn't get as much male satisfaction like what I wanted. You're basically paying for that private time with her. But that was the only way. That's the only way. I had to, like, you know, that was the only way I'd ever get to meet her, just her and me. So it was worth it in that regards. That's it, you know. And like Elizabeth Starr, I remember it was like 4 something. Same deal, kind of. But she's more of a trooper, you know. She's a porn star, so, you know, a little older. So it was, you know, it's worth it. You know, like I say like that, you know, it's money is the tool for you to live out your fantasies. And, you know, I know it's kind of short lived, but at least it's something, you know. It's you go through life not getting nothing. You know, why even be here? You know, I might as well check out then, you know. I think about that sometimes. I go, if I'm not getting it in the first 50, what makes you think you're going to get it in the last half? You know, like I think about that. And that's if I live that long. And I don't know. I sit there. I mean, I'm sorry. This sounds so depressing to talk like this, but I'm just telling you the way it is for me. it is a lonely world sometimes. I don't, and it doesn't matter, like to me, that's what I like Vegas. It doesn't matter 3 in the morning, shit's open. Like it's not like this fucking West Hollywood, Los Angeles. This is really a fucking overrated place to be for a guy like me. It really is. The ocean is open, like yeah. But you see what I mean? It's like you would think in a city of millions of people, it would be relatively easy to get your needs met as a man. To connect with a woman. It's like, oh, okay, like you're kind of you're neat. You're different. You're fun. But the problem is the environments are not conducive to it. The dance clubs they play, and I was going to use the N word, but they play this garbage hip hop music, young crowd, and guest list nonsense. So there's no way, like for me, so I can't go to those places, I can't get in. And then I'm older compared to young, so like I'm not from their time. I'm not getting that. So then the high end bars, like I talked about, I stand there and ignore these women, and like I try to do that, I don't get nothing from them. So I can't show any HDV because there's like, no place, it's not dancing in there. So I'm not getting anything there. Where does that leave you? Go to a bar, just drink water and sit there. Just sit there. I look like this, I'm lifting. I'm gonna sit there. I did this for years and years and years and years. Going to bars, just sit there. I never got nothing anyway from that either. I'm done. I just, it's just, sometimes there's no answer to it. There's no answer to it. And everybody, guys, think they have the answer. They all think they got the answer. Go to church, go to a synagogue. Yeah, whatever. People that believe in that, they're fucking idiots too. They believe in some nonsense, some Moses nonsense. Sorry, it's just I don't know what to believe. I don't know. I don't have the answer. I don't know. I really don't sometimes.